Ashleigh, now Mahoney, previously Reed, just got married. I'm from Australia. I moved to the US 13 years ago. Very young, excited to see what the USA was all about, and left my family all in Australia. And I've always been in the fitness world and always really had a passion and craving to live the best life that I can. And I think as I've gotten older, I've really committed to that for myself and really understood that fitness is not just about what you look like physically, but how it makes you a better person in all aspects of your life. I truly believe when you show up for yourself in the best ways and consistently, it makes you a better person for yourself, for your family, for your friends, for your work, for everything that you do. So I think if I could sum up who I am in a couple of words, I would say like consistent, loving, emotional, reliable, and I guess like pretty outgoing. I think there's a few moments. When I was younger, I suffered from anorexia for many years, and it was a really tough time in my life. It's funny because I think back at like who I was in those moments, and it's so different to who I am now. And I think a lot of that came from my self-worth and like what I felt like I deserved, or what I felt like, I didn't really know who I was. And I think when I got through those moments and when I got through anorexia and having an eating disorder, I really saw that like there is such a better life for you to live without focusing on what you look like physically, what the scale says, like, what you eat. There's so much control that goes into that, which is pretty crazy. Like, I feel like, you have a lot of determination and a lot of, I guess, dedication when you have an eating disorder, but in the worst way possible, and it really controls your life. And I think back then all I wanted was to be healthy mentally, and it was really hard for me to get there. I think another big moment in my life was when my mom was diagnosed with cancer. This was a few years ago. My mom is the fittest, healthiest Wonder Woman of a human. And when she was diagnosed with cancer, it really rocked me because I was like, how can someone that healthy have something like cancer? And it really made me take a step back and work on some of the things that I was still probably struggling with and make some changes in my life to be better every day. I think anybody with an eating disorder, and unfortunately, most people have some kind of negative thought around what they eat or how they look because of our society and like what we see every day through social media. And so I think people struggle more than we know, struggle with negative thoughts towards themselves. Just talking to my mum friends that are new parents that have this new identity of being a mum, and their bodies are different, and it's really hard to like feel positive about yourself in those moments. I would say my encouragement is it's not always going to be perfect. You're not always going to view yourself as like this baddie every day. You're going to have days where you don't feel good about yourself. Like maybe you take a few steps back, but keep moving forward. Surrounding yourself with positive people in your life. Creating goals for yourself is really important. Fueling your body with healthy food. And I think most importantly, giving yourself a little bit of grace. There's no need to be this perfect picture that we maybe have in our minds. No one's perfect. And I think the best thing you can do is really give yourself grace and give yourself a goal to work towards every day, even if it's a small goal. Like, okay, maybe I'm going to walk 3 miles every day, or maybe I'm going to drink more water, or anything that makes you feel like you're accomplishing a small goal is going to give you the confidence to give yourself a little bit more love. I think it just came with growing up, and I had a bit of a tough childhood. Oh God, I'm gonna get a little emotional. um, I don't want to get emotional. You know, um, I think a lot of how you view yourself is not always about like physical. It turns into physical. I think it comes from, relationships with people when you were young. And I didn't have the best relationship with my dad. And a part of me has always felt like never enough because I didn't really feel like I was loved by somebody that I wanted so badly to love me. And a lot of my teenage years and adult years with like dating, and I have a lot of love to give. So navigating through that was really difficult, and how I viewed myself, and because of those things, was that I wasn't enough. So that's how I treated my body with an eating disorder. That's how I chose people in my life with past relationships. And I think especially over the last, say, 5 years, I've really taken the time to like let go of that resentment and understanding of what that person or my father in this situation, maybe it wasn't that he didn't love me, it's just he didn't know how to love me. And as I've gotten older, I've been able to understand that, like, your parents when you're younger is this age, and we're not perfect. And it's really helped me let go of that, I guess, the maybe it's a misunderstanding, but it's just helped me mend that relationship and mend that within myself, even if we don't have a relationship. And then I think that it's just also helped me pick and choose what I want moving forward. Like, I am going to be an amazing mother. I'm going to show up for the people I love. And I think you really attract the best people when you're healing that inner child within yourself. Like, I couldn't have chosen a better husband. If you know Breck, he's the best person.
But you're doing amazing.
I can't believe I cried. This is insane.
If you don't want us to pump that out, I think it's incredibly powerful. I'll leave that up to you.
Okay.
So, but I think it's incredible. Like, I think part of that is showing the world like we're not all perfect.
Yeah.
We are who we are because of the decisions and the things that we've experienced in the past.
Yeah.
And it's incredibly powerful to be that vulnerable. That shows how strong you really are on the inside.
Thanks. I try. I get it from my mom. Yeah, Breck. He's a good guy. Yeah, I think when I think back, it was actually my wedding vows before I started dating Breck. I actually said to myself, the next person I date, I'm going to marry. And I wrote down, and I still have it in one of my journals, that like the qualities that I wanted in a partner. And it's funny because I knew Breck. He was a friend of mine and never viewed him like that. And when we first started dating, I remember his love was like, whoa. I was like, you're too nice. And I separated myself. I went to Australia for a trip. And I remember going on this trip thinking, if I leave and I don't miss him, I need to break up with this guy. And when I left, it was something within me that was like a light bulb moment of like, this guy is so great. And it was a self-worth thing. It was me being like, I don't want to be with this guy because I don't deserve him. And it was this shift that happened within myself. And then being with someone like Breck, that, I started my journey of healing, but in this relationship and with this person, I've really been able to become the best version of myself and love myself more. And yeah, it's been a journey. Yeah, shout out to the man Bragg. When it comes to training, I'm not training for anybody. I'm not training for looks. I'm not training for a competition or to hit a new PR. I'm truly training for life. And what that means to me is, I think everybody listening or everybody in this room has gone through something in their life, and things will continue to come up in their life. And I feel like I am the strongest, I'm the most resilient when I am showing up for myself every day in the best way possible. So if I commit to something, I'm going to do it. When I say I'm going to be on the 606 at 6 a.m., I'm going to do it. And those small challenges are wins for me because I feel like I can be the best person in my day when I take that time for myself every day. I feel like excellence is power. Excellence is accountability that makes you feel like you're accomplishing things in your life. It doesn't have to be financial or career focused or whatever, but like accomplishing goals makes me feel alive. And they can be the smallest goals. It could be, committing to what you said to at the start of the week, or eating healthier, or showing up for yourself every day for an hour. I'm trying to install these habits in my life so that when I am a mother, I'm still showing up in the best way. When I'm a wife, now I can still show up in the best ways because I am consistent with what I do every day. And I believe that's what excellence is. It's not about being the best or hitting a PR, it's about consistently showing up. It's like, I don't know what the saying is, so I'll probably butcher it, but like, it's not a race, it's a marathon. And it truly is for me. Like, as long as you get up every day and you're putting one foot in front of the other, you are chasing excellence. I just want to say, like, it's okay to be vulnerable. Talk to your friends, talk to people around you about how you feel. The worst thing you can do is bottle your emotions up. Like, it's so powerful to tell people how you feel and have people support you and give you guidance and help you find grace for yourself. So that's number one. I think for women especially, we're so scared to be one thing or another thing or this thing or that thing. You can be a mom, you can be a baddie, you can be strong, you can be a boss, you can be anything. And I really want to encourage women to like get that confidence and feel that confidence, because when you feel confident in your skin and you're able to do all these things, you're unstoppable and you should be able to do all those things. And then just anybody that's going through an eating disorder right now, like, I just I want you to find happiness again. There's so much more than the scale. There's so much more than, that feeling of seeing what the scale is in the morning and that dictating your whole day, or not enjoying people and food and laughter. Like, I just really want to encourage those that are so fixated on that to find something they're passionate about and create a new challenge for themselves, because life is just so much more than that.